Hello, my fabulous friends. Welcome to Conspiracy Q&A Rapid Fire. And I'm using the old style tarot. Now, this is part 3, but it's really part 1, part 2. Or part 3, part 1. I accidentally deleted the remaining questions, so I asked you to put them back in, and you responded. So let's get to it. Is somebody having breathing problems? Like all of a sudden I'm having difficulties breathing. Like I have to catch my breath. I'm just sitting here. There should be no need for this. Well, if you are, there's a warning. Maybe do something. Maybe you need some medication or something. Oh, weird. Okay. Like I really feel like I can't breathe. All right, let's shake off that energy. Okay, I'm using the old style tarot, and this deck is speaking to me. And when you start melding with the deck, you stick with it. And the reason I really like this deck, well, number one, it has an eye, like my logo, so that's why I was attracted to it. But it has this blank card. And how you use this blank card is you stop the reading. There's no more information. And it's either because the deck doesn't want to read about it or it's none of your business. And so sometimes it's difficult to argue with the universe. If you try to keep it going, you're going to get a goofy answer or you're going to get the wrong answer. And then you're the one who looks like you have egg on your face. So last time I did this, there was a couple of the readings that came out, and that was the first card, the blank card, meaning I'm not answering. The deck was like being stubborn and saying I'm not answering it, or maybe the universe doesn't want us to know. So in that respect, somebody suggested I have another tarot deck close by and see if that tarot deck wants to answer it. So that's what we're going to do. There was one question. The deck came out and said no. And then at the end, I did say, well, I'm going to try another deck because the deck is the one who said no. It was a very difficult question about babies. And the deck said, no, I'm not discussing that. And I grabbed another deck, a darker deck, and that deck gave us the answers. So it depends on what the no is. Is the no from the universe or the no from the deck? So if the no is from the universe, I'll stop. If the no is from this particular deck, I've got my emergency deck beside me. All right? All right. With all of that out of the way, shall we begin? All right, so you can follow along on the comments. The comments are now closed. And this time, all I did was freeze the comments. I didn't erase them like I did last time. All right, so you can go ahead and follow along. I'm going, so that you know where I am, I'm going to put top comments first, because top comments mean that they had the most reaction. But I think I'm going to do it so everybody can follow along. You can go to the comments and click on newest first. And that's kind of the way I'm going to get it done. And don't worry if your question was in there quite a bit early. We're going to try and get through all of them. All right. Okay. Now, the first question is, I'm wondering what's going on over at the Vatican. It's so silent. Is the Pope still alive? And I did that question on the Q&A, live or dead, rapid fire. The Pope is alive, but I'm going to add to that and ask, will the Pope die quick soon after Easter? Are they just keeping him alive until after Easter? This is the high holy season on the Christian calendar. On the Catholic calendar, Easter, everybody wants to see the Pope on Easter. And are they just barely keeping him alive? It sure didn't look like him, or he looks really terrible when they wheeled him out that one Sunday. So it did say the Pope was alive, but let's see, is he going to soon pass after Easter? And I'd like to remind you, I did say in this 2025 predictions that we will have a new Pope by the end of the year. And that was before he went into the hospital. All right. Will we have a new pope shortly after Easter? 10 of Pentacles in reverse. Well, that is an inheritance. That is the end of a legacy. Oh, Judgment in reverse. No more chances. 10 of Swords in reverse. 7 of Cups upright. The Star in reverse. The Hermit in reverse. And the Lovers upright. The Lovers upright. So the answer really is no. We got 5 in reverse, so no, but we do have, some indications here. He's not well. The Star in reverse. The Star upright is hope and healing, and in reverse is no healing. The Hermit. It looks like they're choosing here with the Lovers. With this 7 of Cups is basically they've got a couple of options. And with this Hermit in reverse, the Star in reverse, 10 of Swords in reverse, and Judgment in reverse, they're just going to let nature take its course. It doesn't look like it's going to be shortly after Easter. 7 of Wands in reverse. Yeah, people are going to be poking at them and saying, is it time he gives up the, apparently there's papers in place that if he no longer can be the Pope, he has to abdicate, and they're going to be poked at a lot. How come you aren't abdicating? How come you aren't abdicating? It looks like they're just going to let nature take its course. I don't think they've decided what they're going to do after Easter. But it looks like, whatever it is, they aren't going to try and revive him. All right? So it won't be shortly after Easter. Okay, so because these are now mixed up, it says, if the question above about the love child for Marilyn Monroe doesn't fit the criteria, can you see if Paul McCartney, the Beatle, is really Paul McCartney, or did he really pass away as the conspiracy goes in 1966? Please and thank you. And the person we see right now is a body double. I did that one. If you look, before you write your question in, go to the top, go onto my homepage of my channel. There's a little magnifying glass, and just put in one. You could put a Paul in and it will show up. Recently, I did that Paul McCartney one, and it's called Paul Dead Theory. And you can go and look and see what the answer was for that. That was a very clear answer with what happened. And yes, I'm going to leave all of you hanging. I want you to go watch my video. All right. Okay, thank you, Shanta, for opening up for yes and no questions. John R. Burton sued, demanding a piece of JFK's estate. Answer, Queens man sued, a Queens man sued, so a man who lives in Queens, New York, sued the trustees of JFK's estate in October 2008, claiming he is the product of an affair between the late president and the buxom Some Like It Hot starlet, Marilyn Monroe. Is this guy who claims to be the love child of Marilyn and the Kennedy really the love child that was given up for adoption? Great question. That's a good conspiracy question. Love that. And I haven't read on that. And I have done auto writing with Marilyn, I believe I have. Yes, I did. And now some of these are on my older channel, Mystical Fortune Tarot. I tried to move them over, but YouTube gave me a spanking saying you can't have them on 2 channels. So otherwise I would. It would make it so much easier for everybody. So they're on the older channel. Okay. Is the Queens man who is suing the trustees of JFK's estate in October 2008, is he a love child of JFK and Marilyn Monroe? Was he adopted out? Is he a product of JFK and Marilyn Monroe? Is he a product of JFK and Marilyn Monroe? Cards are ready. Strength. Well, he's got something on them. Wow, 2 of Cups. The Hierophant. The Empress in reverse. Oh, blank card showed up. Okay, now this is saying there definitely was an affair, but no pregnancy. the Empress here in reverse. And then the card, see how it says stop? You don't need to know any further information. They were a couple, but she was not pregnant. The Empress upright is pregnant with possibilities. It's also pregnancy, but in reverse, it is no pregnancy or unable to get pregnant. What's the underlying? The Hermit in reverse. That tells me no. That's, even though we have 3 cards upright, we don't have the full 7 to do a yes or no. And the cards are indicating that yes, there was an affair. The Hierophant here, though, what was something to do with marriage? Strength of marriage. Strength of marriage. And also we have no pages here, so there's no children here as well. So the Empress in reverse is telling me no. And then see how that blank card stops right there and says, that's all you need to know. There was no pregnancy, because that's what we asked. There was an affair. The Hierophant here upright. I wonder if it was sanctioned somehow. Anyways, the answer is no. No, just saying, yeah, there was an affair, no pregnancy. Okay, so no, that guy is not. Now, one of the things I'd like to ask, is it JFK's child? Maybe the mother is just wrong. Is it JFK's child? Is it JFK's child? Is that JFK's prodigy DNA? Is the person who's claiming he is a product of JFK? Is he actually JFK's child? Is he actually JFK's child? Because that kind of was 2 questions at once. 4 of Pentacles in reverse. Ooh, the Sun. Sometimes the Sun can be the SON when we're asking those type of questions. 3 of Cups in reverse. There's the affair. 4 of Swords. Sickbed. Wow, the Devil. 2 of Pentacles in reverse. And we got a tiebreaker. 2 of Swords in reverse. So we got 2 2s here in reverse. So again, I'm going to say no. The cards are admitting there was a lot of affairs. 10 of Wands, burden. He's got the burden of proof. There were a lot of affairs. Absolutely. But I think he made them all have abortions. That's what Marilyn said. I'm now remembering it in the auto writing. And that's actually what she died from. Bad abortion. That would be the 4 of Swords here and the Devil and the 3 of Cups. And the 2 of Pentacles here in reverse, 2 of Swords here in reverse is telling me, if there was a question of pregnancy, it was done with immediately. There was no negotiation whatsoever. No negotiation whatsoever. That was a given. And if you didn't comply, I don't want to be too violently visual here, but look at the 4 of Pentacles here. This is the loss of the child. If you didn't comply, then they just drugged you and gave you abortion. You woke up, you were no longer pregnant. At least that's what Marilyn told me. So yeah, no, he's not, and he's got the burden he has the burden of proof, and it looks like he won't win that. Oh, and then next one, can you do a Lisa Marie Presley? I've already done that, and that is. I believe I replied with the link to the auto writing. Or is it on the other channel? I think Lisa Marie is on the other channel. Dolores O'Riordan, dead or alive, or why, please? And the Cranberries. So is Dolores. And a lot of people have asked to do an auto writing. So let's see. Now, I can tell you I've listened to a lot of their songs. I can't tell you that I was a fan enough to ever, if they were coming through town or a concert, My husband was more of a fan. He could tell you more about their songs. It's not like I didn't like them. I don't know. I don't know what it was. I think that's sometimes the way you're like with a band. Like you'll sing along on the radio, but it doesn't matter if you have the I was gonna say album. That would age me. CD or MP3. Whatever they call it now. I remember her death was shocking. Is she alive or dead? Yes or no? Yes or no? Upright, alive, reversals, dead. Dolores O'Riordan. Dolores O'Riordan of the Cranberries. A lot of you asked about that. Cards are ready. Queen of Swords, upright, so alive. 8 of Pentacles in reverse. 8 of Cups in reverse. 3 of Swords, upright. 2 of Swords in reverse. The Chariot in reverse. And the 6 of Swords upright. No, she's definitely passed. Even with the cards that came out. Was there some kind of betrayal? Did it feel like a self-inflicted death? Or did she have like a sudden heart attack? Something feels really out of control here. Something feels really out of control. Something, was it something to do, was she going bankrupt or something? Or, like I said, I'm not quite sure what's going on here, but was there missing money or something? This was either she felt betrayed, like perhaps like did a manager take the money, or an ex or partner. Something to do with big money here though. 8 of Pentacles in reverse, 8 of Cups in reverse, missing money. And then the 2 of Swords, so a decision that was made, the Chariot, but feels like it was like a out of control decision, like like a sudden, I can't take this anymore and running off a bridge kind of thing, without any real big thought into it. So that could be why it feels like people are asking, was it real or not? But yeah, no, she's gone. She's gone. Okay. So maybe I will do an auto writing with her. I like doing auto writings with people I don't know quite enough about, just a little bit. Okay, next one. The theory that Keanu Reeves is immortal is something I'd love your cards to test. He really hasn't aged and looks pretty much the same as he did in the 90s, but some say he's actually Paul Monet, a French actor who mysteriously disappeared in the early 1900s and who is believed to be secretly living forever, traveling through the centuries under assumed identities using eternal wisdom, doing good deeds and starring in films to quietly influence humanity. Many thanks. Oh, I love this one. I have never heard of this I have never ever heard of this conspiracy theory, ever. But you're right. He does do good deeds, doesn't he? He donated like millions of dollars. He gave as bonuses to everyone who worked on the Matrix movies with him, like millions. Like somebody said it was 100 million. He made 100 million, so he shared it with everybody on there. All the lighting directors, caterers, makeup artists, they all got like $1 million bonuses from him. He's always been very generous. And this poor guy, I mean, the death that is surrounding him all the time, I think he lost his wife and his daughter to a car accident, if I remember correctly. I think his parents were murdered, or am I thinking of Woody Harrelson? Anyways, he's just, and everybody seems to like Keanu Reeves. And, him being an actor is a good way for him to disguise how he's getting all his money, right? All right. Is Keanu Reeves immortal? Let's do a rapid fire, yes, no, and then we'll see what the answer is here if I need to do a deeper dive. Is Keanu Reeves an immortal being? Is Keanu Reeves a time traveler who's traveled the centuries? Is Keanu Reeves here to do good? Is Keanu Reeves Cards are ready. Six of Pentacles, there he is. Very generous, handing out his money. 10 of Cups in reverse. Look at that. He's had really bad luck with family situations. 9 of Cups. Almost looks like him when he's all bearded up, doesn't it? Doing his wish. Look at that, with a chest of money, spreading goodwill and cheer. Knight of Wands. There he comes in. Dun, 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 dun. 7 of Wands. This is showing a yes. 7 of Cups. Look at that. So does he come as a different person each time? This is a definite yes. Justice in reverse. I just want to make sure all these are fitting in. What's the underlying? 10 of Wands, burden. I'm wondering, so the answer is yes. So I have to do a deep dive on this one, this Keanu Reeves one. Absolutely, I have to do a deep dive on this. Wow. Yes, he is. I think he's come back 7 times. I think the reason why he is giving all, look at this, the charity, and because justice is in reverse, and the man who comes in and saves the day, and he's doing good wishes with his bucket full of money, with his trunk full of money there. He has bad luck with his family. Like I'm pretty sure he's lost a wife and a daughter to a car accident. And I think like his parents were murdered or some such thing. And look at this, almost like, you know, he's zoned out and then he comes back for the next life, and or he's just continuing. And the justice here in reverse with the burden, I'm wondering if he did something and he was cursed. Not that he's doing, or now he is doing, he is doing quietly, influencing humanity, doing good deeds to reverse. This justice in reverse is bad karma. Bad karma. So maybe losing these people that are close to him are part of his rectifying his karma. And maybe that's what he's doing now. Is look at this, is even the actor's card, the 7 of Cups. You know, you choose to play different roles, right? And also here he is defending his actions about, you know, giving all these big bonuses to people that he works with and whatnot. He's cleaning up something that he has done long ago. It was something terrible. And because it's a big burden here, the 10 of Wands. So now he's trying to clean that up. Maybe he's had a curse that, you know, somebody cursed him that, you know, you'll live forever, because that is a terrible curse. You lose, like you go on and you lose your family of origin, and it's a very lonely life. I am shocked. That's a true conspiracy question. I should actually be writing these down, because I know the other ones I said, oh, I got to go deeper dive on that. And you know, I think I can remember which ones. Anyways, this one is, I know I've got to do Robin Williams, and now I'm going to do Keanu Reeves. Isn't that fast? Thank you very much for that question. Thank you very much for that question. Great question. All right, so this one, yes, I felt bad about. You read my question on the first video, but it didn't fit at all. I asked, was John Paul I murdered? Sorry about the confusion. You read on John Paul II. Pope John Paul I died 33 days after becoming Pope. Now, I have to also apologize, because you're right, I did confuse it, but that's because my husband's mother is distant cousins with John Paul II. And so that's the one that's always on my mind. I think they're second cousins. They're either second cousins once removed, or it's not distant, like, oh yeah, 15 generation. No, they're like second or third cousin. Anyways, that's the one who's always on my mind. So I apologize. That's the one I reverted to instantly, completely my fault. You did have John Paul I on there. So this is John Paul I. Was he murdered? He was only the Pope for 33 days, and he was in good health. And why would they put forward a Pope that they knew was sick, right? So what's going on there? What's going on? What's going on? John Paul I. I forgot about that. I absolutely forgot about that. John Paul I. John Paul I. John Paul I. John Paul I. Was he murdered? Was he murdered? Was he murdered? But John Paul I, 33 days. I'm trying to really get in on his energy here, and so it overrides my go-to. John Paul I, Pope for 33 days. Was he murdered? John Paul I. Cards are ready. Strength in reverse. Well, that tells me he didn't have a lot of people behind him. Knight of Wands upright. Two of Cups upright. Ace of Wands upright. We're getting a yes, he was. Nine of Swords upright. Five of Pentacles upright. Wow. The Devil in reverse. Oh my goodness. Yes, he was. Absolutely, he was. Well, plus we have a yes here. He had definitely had enemies. Wow. Six of Swords in reverse. Was there a lot of controversy about him being Pope? He knew he had enemies. Somebody wanted him out of there. It was for money. Five of Pentacles. I know they don't make much money, but perhaps this could even be like the assassin was paid. If Knight of Wands here could be an assassin, even upright. They're military. They come in and out. They've got weapons. They definitely can be an assassin. There's the agreement. Wow. There was a lot of stress around him being Pope. Why would that be? The Devil in reverse and the Strength in reverse and the Ace of Wands. Yeah, he was definitely taken out. He had deep enemies. He did not have a strong conclave around him. Somebody else wanted him. Perhaps he was going to expose something about money. Because look at the anxiety here around money. So was he going to expose somebody dipping their hands into the cookie jar one too often? This was an agreement. Somebody made an agreement with an assassin because they were worried something would come out about money. Very stressed about it, actually. He would have been better off not being voted in. Ha. Now, I'm not exactly sure how he passed away. I think it was, we have to remember, you can assassinate somebody with a heart attack. There's ways and means of that, or poison. I do have a wand here, so that's maybe, I think maybe poison, because it's holding a leaf like that. And then, of course, we have, we could even say a doctor administered something. I'm not saying anything wrong with the doctor, and maybe they switched out the medications or something, and he was inadvertently given some kind of poison or some kind of drug that invokes, something happening. But somebody was really worried about money, about losing everything and being kicked out of the church. There's the anxiety right there. And there's the devil card. So that's why. You ask why? That's why. Somebody didn't want to be found out. There's the assassin. Yeah, he was. Plus we have 5 to 2s. That's a strong yes. There was a lot of the 6 of Swords. There also was a very strong message. There was a lot of stress around that, and it was a very strong message. So there you go. Okay, this one I wanted to read about too. Why are Chinese ships in Australian waters? Now, I asked for yes or no questions, conspiracy questions and answers. So we're just going to pull 7 cards anyways. And I'm going to reword this question to, are the Chinese ships in the Australian waters there for war reasons or control reasons or threatening reasons? That's a better. Are they there to threaten? Are those ships in the Australian waters to threaten? Are they there to threaten? And I guess you could almost call that muscle. Are the ships in the Australian waters, the Chinese ships in the Australian waters, are they there to threaten? Ooh. Cards are ready. Strength. Show of strength. Is this strength card stalking me again? The Magician in reverse. Trickster energy. King of Swords. Yeah, they are there to threaten. If anybody can threaten, it's the King of Swords. Wheel of Fortune. Are they looking for a kind of new trade deal, perhaps? 10 of Swords in reverse. 3 of Swords upright. Lovers upright. Yes, they are there to threaten. They are definitely there up to threaten. It's something to do with trade, with the Wheel of Fortune here. It's something to do with the politics, the politicians, and trade. And it's a warning shot with this 10 of Swords here in reverse. It's also with the Magician here, trickster energy. It is a sign of strength. They feel they've been betrayed by a politician about something. So is there something going on with a trade deal, perhaps? Or do they want, this politician to vote on their behalf? But they're feeling very betrayed. And I'm almost getting like, look at that, one's a snake reaching out. I'm almost getting like they want some kind of new trade deal. What's the underlying 10 of Pentacles in reverse? It is a threat. It absolutely is a threat, but it has more to do with trade. I'm not getting any war cards here. I'm not getting any attack cards here, like 8 of Wands would be an attack. They're sending bombs, or we're not getting the Knights on here. We're getting the Chariot, which is a general in an attack situation. We are getting the Magician in the reverse. So there's almost like a trickster, almost a spin doctoring. It's specifically a message for a politician in Australia about doing some kind of trade or some kind of deal. If they don't do the deal, there's going to be consequences. So it is a threat. It absolutely is a threat here. 10 of Pentacles. Do they want an Australian politician to resign? That's the 10 of Pentacles in reverse, is the retire card or the unsuccessful card. They feel they're losing money on something. They've been feeling like, they feel like they're very betrayed. And this is their way of reaching out to be partners in something here with the Lovers. The Lovers and Strength and the Wheel of Fortune. They want a piece of Australia. And they have to get the politicians, specifically the Prime Minister, on board. They are really feeling betrayed. Perhaps they were promised something and now there's been a pushback. But I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's natural resources. I don't know if it's land. I don't know if it's allowing more of the population to come in. I don't know what it is, but it's definitely a message to a politician. It's not from a politician. It's from a ship to a politician saying, we could be here and do this the hard way, or we could do this the easy way. You know, and since you betrayed us, we don't mind doing it the hard way. We got 1 million of us that in our army. How many do you have? You know, if you don't give it to us politically and properly, we'll just come in and take it. So that's what it is. They're trying to scare a politician because they want something, this Wheel of Fortune. So whatever is the most fortunate. Is it minerals? Is it mining? Is it land? Is it rights? Is it tariffs? I don't know, but it's something that would benefit China. And a politician has betrayed them, and they're losing money, and they don't like losing money. Okay, now this question, I saw this one earlier and I cannot wait. Okay, there's been a lot of talk recently about telepathy among autistic, nonverbal children and their parents. What do your cards want to tell us about the future of telepathic abilities for human generations to come? Will it be accepted at some point by the scientific community? Maybe it's a heightened sixth sense that develops in place of other missing senses, like when people who can't see develop a heightened sense of hearing, etc. Or is telepathy meant to be a gift? Well, look at this, the clock like this one too, like premonitions, prophetic dreams, etc. Now there's 3 replies here, and one of them is mine, but I want to read you these. Great question. I have 4 autistic grandchildren, 1 nonverbal. It feels like he and his mom, my daughter, are one of the same soul. She knows exactly what he's asking for without him speaking. And then another question here. I'm a mom of 2 autistic children. 1 is nonverbal. I always know what she wants or how she feels, and we are extremely close. And then I chimed in, interesting, I'm on the Asperger's. I know they don't call that anymore, but when I was diagnosed, it was called Asperger's, and that's how I do things, and spectrum. And I really should do a whole video about autism. Maybe the people without autism are the different ones. Anyways, I thought this was a fabulous question. So now, I'm not taking anything away from the moms and the children who do this at all. But I've been watching, I've posted my niece and her son, and actually that's he calls me grandmother auntie. And she knows exactly what he wants. And he's, 14 months old. He knows what, 5 words? But yet she knows exactly what he wants by his gestures and whatnot. So is it, I want to ask the cards, is it telepathy or is it nurturing that you just have this mother innate feeling or knowing what they want? Like, I know what if my dog is not settling, it'll be like, oh, do you need to go outside? Or, do you know what I mean? Like, or if they aren't settling, it's like, oh, your water dish is empty, or do you know what I mean? Like, there's just something there. Is it telepathy, or is it the mother-child connection that perhaps when you have no verbal, that you realize that mothers and children have a natural connection? It's just that when your children start talking, you don't realize it's a natural connection, right? How many mothers know, I just had a feeling my daughter was in trouble. I just had a feeling I was unsettled, and I called, and sure enough, she was in a car accident, or things like that happen all the time. Ooh, 7 of Pentacles in reverse. Maybe it starts younger, and then as they get older, it dissipates a little bit. Oh. Anyways, I thought this was fascinating. Sorry, I'm going on and on because I think it's fascinating. I honestly do. So I'm going to do this as a tarot challenge. I'm going to put telepathy on the top, and I'm going to put nurturing on the bottom, and we'll see which one it is. It might be a combination of the two. Like I said, I'm not taking it away from the mums at all. But let's just see. And then I promise, I'm going to do a nice big video on autism. Because I think it's fascinating. Okay, so telepathy on the top, nurturing on the bottom, upright positive, reversals negative. Telepathy on the top, nurturing on the bottom, upright positive, reversals negative. Mums and their children, autistic or not. 10 of Pentacles in reverse. So that's under telepathy. I just want to make sure these all fit in because this will be a big read. Knight of Pentacles. Well, that is actually slow and steady for nurturing. 5 of Cups in reverse for telepathy. Oh, the Devil in reverse for nurturing. The Chariot for telepathy. 3 of Wands in reverse for nurturing. 7 of Pentacles is up right now. Remember, I was shuffling, it was in reverse. Death in reverse for nurturing. 9 of Swords, upright for telepathy. 5 of Wands for nurturing. Wheel of Fortune for telepathy, upright. 7 of Cups for nurturing. Judgment, upright for telepathy. And Temperance in reverse for nurturing. And the underlying here is Knight of Wands. All right, I think it's very clear. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for telepathy and 1, 2 for nurturing. It's exactly opposite. So I love when that happens because then it tells me the cards are in complete synchronicity with each other. So this is definitely a telepathy and not necessarily nurturing. I think there's a little bit of nurturing here with the Knight of Pentacles, that's slow and steady, or perhaps early in their development, right? Early in their development. And then here with the 7 of Cups, it's almost like I want to just say, it's just because I'm looking at this, you do have a bit of a third eye, but there's so much going on in the child's life when they get older. It could actually be anything. And perhaps you choose to tune in to some things because the 7 of Cups is choices and emotions. So I think the nurturing part here is something that is learned almost. And also it could be like perhaps you just learn almost habits like, oh, I haven't heard from them in a day. I wonder if something's up. And then you get anxious about it, that kind of thing. But this is showing me, no, there's actually, it's not nurturing. And we're talking specifically with autistic children here. It's not nurturing at all. At all. We got the Devil in reverse, Death in reverse. No, those are solid no's. And even Temperance in reverse is no. It's not nurturing. It is definitely looking forward to the future. 5 of Cups in reverse. This also 10 of Pentacles in reverse could be telling me this isn't genetic, right? 10 of Pentacles upright is your genetics, your legacy, passing things on. This is not genetic. This is I'm almost getting this as something that you have to learn to do. And perhaps you have it with your nonverbal autistic child, but you don't have it with your other children because it's not genetic. So 5 of Cups in reverse is telling me you don't cry over spilt milk and you look forward to the future. So something else here, this is mind, body, soul. This is taking control of all your faculties. So instead of crying about the past and crying over spilt milk and saying, oh, I can't talk to my child, they're nonverbal, you get control of the situation and go, okay, what are all my facilities? And then you start working on it here with the 7 of Pentacles. You start working on it here and then you start to harvest that ability, that telepathy. even this Nine of Swords here, which can sometimes be, or most of the time be a negative card, look, his hands are on his head. Maybe sometimes it's overwhelming how much you hear from your nonverbal child, or you hear they're in distress and you don't know what to do about it. But look at the hands on the head here. So this is definitely, this was work. This was work. This didn't, even though it's very natural, it was something you had to work at. And even sometimes you don't really, don't quite understand, or there's a bit of frustration there. It's not coming through clear, or you're getting too many messages at once. It's like, this is too much at once, or you're in distress because of what they're feeling. So not only do you feel, oh, they're hungry, or they want to go for a walk, or, things like that, you also are feeling they're in pain. They're frustrated. They don't like their dinner or whatever. And so you not only feel the good things, you also feel the bad things. And that can be somewhat overwhelming. But at the same time, this Wheel of Fortune here and this Judgment is giving you a fantastic second chance at having some kind of communication, some fortunate communication with your child. And even here, you can almost see the iconography of the rays going back and forth, right? The Judgment talking up to, and the communications going back and forth. So you're very fortunate here with the Wheel of Fortune that you found a way to communicate with your nonverbal child. And so, yes, it is a telepathy, absolutely, but it does have to be learned. It has to be somebody who's very balanced in their life and lets go of the past and isn't crying that they, how unfortunate they are that they have this nonverbal autistic child. You have to embrace it and work at it and take the good with the bad. And and fortunately, you have a second way of, you get a second chance of how to communicate with this amazing being that has come in to teach you something that otherwise you would not have been taught. Wow, very, very in-depth reading this was, but definitely it's not nurturing. It's not like you're picking up, and of course you're going to get signals like that, right? Oh, they need to go to the bathroom, or right, just like how I can pick up with my pet, like there are some nurturing things, but that's not what's going on here. It is 100% telepathy, because it is good and bad, right? This Knight of Wands is interesting. Are the messages like quick in and out, quick in and out, quick in and out, right? It's, I'm almost not getting like, it's a full massive discourse. I'm almost getting like it's, I'm hungry. No, I don't like that. I like going to grandma's house, right? I'm getting like it's messages like that are back and forth, but enough to communicate with. There is a sense here too that because you've developed this telepathy skill, that there is some way you could expand it. The Wheel of Fortune is Jupiter, it's expansion with second chances here. Maybe you could try, something with your other children, spouses, now that you've developed this skill, that you're so lucky this child came into your life to develop the skill that you worked so hard on. Maybe now you can reap some of the benefits of that and work with other people with that, and you'll find it'll be much easier because you already know how to do it. Cool question. Thank you. Yes, I want to do a deep dive on autism causes. Are they just different souls? Are they different soul families? Are they here to teach us a lesson? Are people who don't have autism, are they the weird ones? I say that lovingly. Are they the special ones? And everybody else who has, who's on the spectrum knows what's going on. Lovingly say that. Lovingly say that. All right, let's get to the next question. Thank you. Very cool question. Have you ever read on the moon? What's on the side we never see, and any non-humans ever inhabited it? Or what was its origin? Many of these questions or however you are led to? Thanks. Great question. I've done a big reading on that early in the on the channel, and it's called The Moon. And so you just have to go again to the main channel page. At the very, very top, it tells you like videos, shorts, blah, blah. And there's that little magnifying glass. Just put moon in and it'll pop up. And I did a deep dive on the moon. You know, is it real? You know, whatever. Have people landed on it? That kind of thing. So go ahead and watch that. But great question. Lots of people have questions about the moon. I might do a follow-up on it. Okay, was the attempt and failure of Trump's assassination during his run for re-election last year a farce just to garner sympathy for re-election? Also, I love your channel. It's quite fun. Well, thank you. I am disabled now and sometimes quite ill. I no longer read tarot cards. Aw. So I get my fix through you. Thank you so much. Well, my pleasure that I can bring that to you for you. Your auto writings are my favorite, though. A lot of people, they also let me also apologize as a U.S. citizen what Trump is doing to your country and ours. I live in northern Michigan, so Canada has always been a special place in my heart. Blessed be to you. Well, thank you very much. Thank you very much for that. That's a great question. A lot of people have that question. Was that a setup? So Trump garnered some sympathy. There's a lot of questions about that, and that's a great conspiracy question. Let's ask. Upright positive, reversals negative. Upright positives, reversals negative. Was the Trump assassination attempt last July, was that a false flag? Was that a false flag? Remember, we're asking yes or no questions. Was that a false flag? Upright positive, reversals negative. Was the Trump attempted assassination a false flag? Oh, now the cards are ready. And before we begin on that question, I'd just like to remind everybody somebody did die, and so rest in peace to them. And this is no disrespect to them. All right? Cards are ready. 9 of Pentacles in reverse. Well, there's the unsuccessful. Death. Unsuccessful death. Wow. 9 of Cups in reverse. So remember, we're asking, is it a false flag? So somebody's wish didn't come true. 5 of Pentacles upright. Somebody on the outside. 8 of Pentacles upright. So somebody worked on it. 6 of Cups in reverse. And we have a tiebreaker. 8 of Swords upright. Oh, wow. Look it. Cut the head off. So we've got a soft yes. We've got a soft yes. We've got a soft yes. What's the underlying? Strength in reverse. Interesting. Because it did make him look like a victim. It did make him look like a victim. And it then did give them something to work on here. The 6 of Cups in reverse. Why would something from the past be included in this? Like, I find it strange. Nobody's like it's memory hold. You don't hear anything more about it. It did transform something. It, and if you look at the transformation is up and the 5 of Pentacles is up, it did transform him from being an outsider to more or less a victim. Strength. This is interesting because he got up, fight, fight, fight. It's a soft yes. I'm wondering if it was a false flag, but it didn't have, it had a different outcome, right? I'm trying to get the download here, what they're trying to tell me. So, yes, it was unsuccessful on his death. It wasn't a wish come true. This could be that somebody was hurt, right? I think, though, they wanted a different outcome on it. I think it was a false flag. Perhaps it was to scare Trump rather than get him elected, right? Perhaps it was to make him feel like he was a victim. And the Six of Cups, you know what I'm getting here, is because he tiptoed, he always said about JFK, releasing the JFK files, you know, that also the Six of Cups here with the Kennedy involved, and perhaps he made a deal with them. And I'm wondering if this was a false flag that backfired on them. Maybe it was a false flag to scare him into dropping out, into I'm a victim, you know, into dropping out. And it had the opposite effect, because here we have the outsider card, and the, you know, not being successful, the outsider card, losing strength. And I'm wondering if it was something, then he could have said, you know, I can't do this. I'm the victim here. I'm not going to, you know, put my life into jeopardy. I've got children here. Six of Cups can be children. I think that's what happened. I think it was a false flag, but I think that what they wanted, what they wanted here didn't happen. They didn't have the same outcome that they wanted. All right. Now, false flag can be from either side. I think some money was exchanged. I really do. It was definitely to make him weaker, but it actually made him stronger. Could have been somebody in his own party. All right, we'll leave it at that. Okay, so there you go. Okay. All right, so here we go. Are there or have there been U.S. military tribunals going on in Gitmo for people like George Bush Sr., Hillary, Epstein, etc.? If there has, are there white hats behind it? Are there 2.0 clones of these people running around? Also, do the white hats actually exist? Well, you know what? Let's start with that, because I did the Hillary one, and Hillary is alive. That was in the Q&A 2.0. But who we see isn't her. So, and I did say she wasn't around that much. George Bush Sr. is actually, he's gone. I mean, I think the guy's 100 years old. Epstein, I'm going to do a deep dive on Epstein, and because the card showed he is alive, so I'm going to find out where he is. But let's find out, do the white hats actually exist? That's actually a great question. That's a yes or no question. And then we can take it from there. Do the white hats actually exist? Do the white hats actually exist? Do the white hats actually exist? Do the white, yes or no, upright positive, reversals negative. Do the white hats actually exist? 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 Cards are ready. 10 of Pentacles in reverse, no legacy. 6 of Wands, victory. King of Cups, upright. 5 of Wands in reverse. 6 of Pentacles, upright. Queen of Pentacles, upright. And the 3 of Wands in reverse. All right, so and what's the underlying here? Oh, the Magician. Okay, so there's a soft yes. A soft yes. It looks like a King of Cups and a Queen of Pentacles. I'm going to say with this Six of Pentacles here as well, that it's almost as if it's like funded by somebody. I'm not getting that it's any kind of government, white hats kind of thing, because we have the Queen of Pentacles here and the King of Cups and the Magician here. So they can make things happen, but I'm not getting that it's FBI or CIA. King of Cups is actually very, very generous, nice, emotionally stable kind of person. And the Queen of Pentacles is the one who can manifest things and um, multiply things and whatnot. And here we have the money here as well. It looks like with this Five of Wands, though, Three of Wands in reverse, Ten of Pentacles in reverse, they aren't doing everything that they want to do. And we do have the Magician. Interesting, the Magician has a white robe on it. So perhaps like they do pay for some things to be done. King of Cups, I want to tell you right now, could be Elon. He is a Cancerian, and he would have the kind of money to do something like this with the victory here. But I'm getting that there's some kind of struggle of what they agree on, what they don't, with this Three of Wands and Ten of Pentacles. It doesn't feel like winning to me. It feels like, yes, they've got this Six of Wands, they got some victories, and they are distributing money, but they aren't coming out big winners all the time, especially with the Ten of Pentacles here in reverse. And Three of Wands is like they almost don't know where to go next. It might be, like they pay mercenaries kind of thing. I'm not getting like it's a huge, I know what you mean by white hats and Gitmo and whatnot. I'm not getting that it's a huge military thing like that, because then we'd have the King of Wands. King of Wands is military. We'd also have the Hermit in reverse for prison, or the Eight of Wands upright for prison. Even, Three of Wands, you could be, looking across the sea, and they aren't. It's like they don't really have any real plans. It's almost like reactionary. And I'm almost getting that they pay people to maybe come in, maybe like they pay spies. You know, we have to remember movies are just prepare us for things that are in real life. So perhaps there are like real, um, I call them mercenaries or spies for hire, like your Jason Bournes or, whoever, secret, um, kind of, I don't know, things that run around the world and stop us from blowing up, that kind of thing. So I'm getting that there is something there. It's not military. It's not. Otherwise, we would have the King of Wands. We'd even have the Emperor. We'd have more fighting. We'd have more knights. Knights are military. Knights of Wands, Knights of Swords. And we aren't getting that. So I'm getting that there's something protective here, because the Queen of Pentacles is very protective. So there's something protective here. I'm getting that they pay people to fight. They've had some successes, but are they in Gitmo or anything like that? Is there any kind of cloning thing going on? No. Could there be body doubles? Absolutely, with the Magician here. Absolutely, with the Magician. Magician could be indicative of body doubles. Um, Maybe they pay people to be body double for some reason or another. But yeah, I'm going to say this is Elon, and it could have been Elon this whole time. I know the Q movement is an FBI psyop. I know that for a fact. And I've explained that before, and I've got the receipts knowing that. And also, it was in a court of law that they admitted that it was a psyop. FBI, the Q movement was started by the FBI. But what we're seeing now with the white hats and whatnot, it's just people with money that want to do good in the world, and sometimes that means taking some people out or, you know, paying mercenaries. All right. Like I said, I don't see anything here, anything military or Gitmo, because Guantanamo Bay is run by the military, right? And so I don't see that here. I don't see the chariot. I don't see the King of Wands. I just see a couple of people with some money who like to send out mercenaries or create things or pay clones, or not clones, body doubles. Pay body doubles to this magician here. Manifest somebody that perhaps wants to go away and help behind the scenes, like some of the dead or alive people that are helping with the children. All right, great question here. But no, I'm not getting anything military. Okay, can you ask what happened to, I believe, 10 children from the Kamloops Residential School in British Columbia, Canada, when Queen Elizabeth II and Prince Philip came for a royal tour in 1964? They took the children on a picnic and they never came back. Some people believe it happened and some people don't. But when you have your children grow up and say that they remember this taking place, it makes you wonder. Thanks, Shanta. Yes, okay, yes, I will. So is there, I'm going to ask the cards because we're doing yes or no. Is there any truth to the missing 10 Kamloops children? Is there any truth that Queen Elizabeth and the second and Prince Philip were involved in the missing 10 children in Kamloops Residential School? Is there any truth to that? Is there any truth to that? To that conspiracy? That's a great conspiracy question. Is there any truth to that? When Queen Elizabeth and Prince Philip took 10 children on a picnic, and they say, oh, the chariot in reverse. Oh, and the clock is binging. The clock likes this question too. Is there any truth to that conspiracy? 10 children left and no children came back with Queen Elizabeth and Prince Philip. What's the 411? Oh, I'm really showing my age, aren't I? Cards already. Weird. Got 2 of wands. Did they stay? Did they go? Oh, blank card. Okay, so now I'm going to ask, does this deck not want to answer the question? I find this deck does not want to answer questions about children. Does this deck want to not answer the question? So if the answer is yes, I'll ask the other deck. If the answer is no, that means the universe does not want us to know. Does the deck not want to, does the deck want to answer this question? Yes or no? No. So it's the deck. Also King of Cups in reverse. Kind of emotional about this situation. Okay, so it's the deck. I asked, did the deck want to answer it? And it's no. So now I'm going to go to my emergency deck here. I'll clear them. We got to put the question into them. All right. Can you tell us about the conspiracy? We're talking about the conspiracy of 10 children from the Kamloops Residential School, Indian Residential School, who went on a picnic with Queen Elizabeth and Prince Philip, and some say they never came back. So I'm asking, is the story true that the 10 children who went on a picnic with Queen Elizabeth and Prince Philip, the 10 children in the Kamloops Indian Residential School in 1964 that went on a picnic with Queen Elizabeth and Prince Philip, is it true they never came back? Yes or no? Upright positive, reversals negative. Cards are ready. The sun. The sun. Well, Kamloops is certainly sunny. Wheel of Fortune in reverse. 10 of Cups in reverse. There's the 10 children. Five of Swords in reverse, Strength in reverse. Let me just move this. Judgment in reverse, and Ten of Wands in reverse. It's absolutely not true. Absolutely not true. Actually, this is telling me this has dodged and bullied the royal family with this Five of Swords in reverse. This is a bully card. Strength in reverse. This is actually the royal family. Judgment in reverse. This is the flag of England on here. Ten of Wands, a release of a burden. We have two tens here. So we do have the children on here. The Wheel of Fortune is a 10 as well. And the Sun is 19. 1 and 9 is 10. So this is a very strong no. 6. What's the underlying? King of Wands. Well, that can't be Philip. He's the King of Swords, but it could be him, King of Wands. The King of Wands, though, to me, in this situation, is the RCMP. Because the RCMP would have been their detail. Royal Canadian Mounted Police. That's who their detail would be. Plus, they'd have their own detail. But back in 1964, it was pretty tame in Canada. So this is the Royal Mount. This is telling me whatever the police have told you. Look, this is even red, like the Royal Mounted Police. Whatever the police have told you is the truth. It's upright. So if the police have said, no, the children all came back, or perhaps, I don't know, we've got lots of tens here. Even Judgment is 2 tens, right? We got lots of tens here. This is a really strong no. And I don't want anybody to think I'm biased because I do the royal readings on the other channel. That's not it at all. I think here with the Sun is shining a spotlight on it. I'm going to tell you right now, this King of Wands upright is their security, is the RCMP. If this was in reverse, I'd say, oh, let's dig a little deeper into this. But they're upright. They've told you the truth. So, is this misremembering? Listen, this is the way I'm going to put it. The kids weren't happy to go. They probably aren't happy to be in the Indian residential school to begin with. They weren't happy to go. They don't know who these people are. They probably didn't enjoy it at all. Perhaps they were brought back early and nobody saw them come back, right? Everybody was in class because it is a school. So perhaps they brought them back early. With the Judgment card here in reverse is no more chances. Perhaps they brought them back early and nobody saw them come in, or perhaps they brought them back late and everybody was, eating supper or sleeping already and they don't remember them coming back. And, childhood memories are a strange thing. I'm not saying the kids are lying, but some say that it's true and some say it's not true. And it was a very stressful situation. And I've seen many children and it's like, that's not how it happened. Like, I was there, I saw it. That's not what happened. A child's imagination can be a very fertile ground. And look at how many times, I'm not saying all, but there has been instances of adults wrongly accused and then found out innocent afterwards. It was an implanted memory. So it can happen. I'm thinking something similar happened here because this is a strong no, a very strong no. But I'm telling you right now, the children weren't happy. Elizabeth and Philip weren't happy here with the Strength card in reverse. Everybody felt like it was a very forced situation. And here with them being no more chances, unburdened, I'm getting that they were probably brought back early. And of course, then if everybody's in school, nobody saw them return. Maybe they just saw them all leave at once and, it was a big school. Not everybody was in everybody's class, for example. So what happened? Whatever the police told us happened, happened. He's right here. All right? And I don't know if you can say I have bias against this. We've got 6 in reverse, 1 upright. That's a no. Okay, there you go. All right, let's get back at it. Great question, though. A lot of people have asked that question. And you know, this echoes almost back to all the children that they say are buried at Kamloops, and they haven't found one. So there's that too. They say there's unmarked graves of children, and they haven't found one. So perhaps that's a false memory as well. I feel really bad for these people because I know they went through a very terrible time there. I'm not denying that at all. I really feel bad that, you know, these memories haunt them. Okay, let's change it up. Whoa, we got another royal question here. Possibility that Prince Philip is actually Harry's biological father through artificial insemination. Charles being unable, unwilling to, and a spare required. I've done this reading a couple of times actually on the other channel, and Philip is not Harry's father. And even when I did an auto writing with Philip, he said, I am not Harry's father, look elsewhere. A lot of people agree that Charles is not his biological father. And I did a reading about Pembroke, Earl of Pembroke. Again, it's on the other channel, and that one came out positive. All right. Somebody said sounds like a conspiracy. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Tom Thomson, artist and inspiration for the Group of 7, would be very interested to know the circumstances surrounding his death, accident, suicide, or murder. An Ontario judge feels that he was murdered, as do many others. Several have come out and speculate that it was suicide, as he has been melancholy for a while. Many rule out an accident, as they believe he was too good of an outdoorsman to go that way. Was he alone? Okay, Tom Thomson, the artist and inspiration for the Group of 7. Now, if you aren't Canadian and in the art world, you might not realize we have it's called the Group of 7. It's a 7 big artists coming out of Canada. So, and Tom Thomson was one of them. Please don't ask me to name them all. I'm a terrible Canadian. And I'm obviously not an artist. All right, but let's see. I remember this story: accident, suicide, or murder. So let's just ask if it was murder. Let's just ask if it was murder, or was he alone? Actually, that's a great question. Was he alone? Was he alone? You already gave me a yes/no question, so let me just stick with it. Was he alone? 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 Tom Thomson, Group of 7. Was he alone when he died? 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 Cards are ready. 10 of Wands in reverse. Well, release of a burden. 8 of Swords in reverse, a release of victim mentality. Queen of Cups upright. Well, there's the emotional stability. The Lovers in reverse. Was it a fight over a love situation? 10 of Swords in reverse. So we already have a soft no. 9 of Swords in reverse. Ace of Pentacles. Ace of Pentacles. The Star, hope and healing. Okay, this is how I'm going to read this one. He was of sound mind. He was not alone. He perhaps was with a lover. And he may have taken some pills. That was his hope and healing, because it was a release. He hit rock bottom. He definitely had some anxieties, some reasons. We have Eight of Swords here. He wanted to be released from something. He wanted to have a release of a burden, a release of the victim mentality. This is telling me that he was of sound mind, but he wanted a release from his sleepless nights, from stress. You can be of sound mind and have stress. Absolutely. You can be mentally clear and have stress about something that has happened. This Ten of Swords in reverse, this tells me it was a suicide. Ten of Swords upright would be the other way, murder. We do have the Lovers in reverse here. So we asked, was he alone? The answer is no. But that's because somebody who loved him helped him with whatever he took, whatever he ingested. And it was for hope and healing. If the Ten of Swords was upright, I'd say, he got stabbed in the back, or there's no attacking cards here at all, right? There's no Knight of Swords. That's, if we had the Knight of Swords and the Lovers in reverse, that's a murder. Especially if the Knight of Swords is in reverse. That's definitely a murder situation. I'm getting that somebody was there by choice to make sure everything went smoothly, to help release him of this burden. He didn't want to be alone. Let's put it that way. He didn't want to be alone. He just wanted healing. It wasn't mental illness. I don't know if he actually had some kind of, was he dying of cancer, or maybe he was riddled with some disease. Also, no shots here are fired. Shots are wands. Look at all the swords here. That's all mental. It's all words. That's all. And then, of course, the Ace of Pentacles, tablets, medication. But it wasn't mental illness. It was to relieve himself of some form of stress. I'm not getting that it was money. I'm not sure what was wrong. Did he have terminal cancer? Did he have, an ALS? Alzheimer's, maybe even, or, something like that, dementia, because that's all, swords are mental, but his mental health was good. Do you know what I mean? So he wasn't, you're right. When you say he had no melancholy, no, he didn't. But did he have dementia? That's not mental health issue. That's another whole other health issue. So was he alone? No. And that's because he didn't want to be alone. He asked somebody who was very close to make sure that everything would go okay. I'm almost getting he didn't want to suffer if it didn't work. He wanted somebody close by that if it didn't work, they could call an ambulance or something. But I'm getting that he took something. He ingested something first. I don't know how, if he was found shot or whatever, but first he took something. But nobody else did anything. No. That would even be the Two of Cups in reverse, right? Okay. Great question. Okay. All right. Oh, another Trump card question. Has Trump got something good up his sleeve that will help humanity, or is he controlled by an APAC like so many other politicians? If that isn't a conspiracy, how about, was the rumor that JFK Jr. was alive started by a government agency? If so, I wonder why. Yes, the rumor about JFK being alive was started by the FBI. Like I've mentioned, Q was started by the FBI. It was a PSYOP started by the FBI in October. I can even tell you the date, October 17th, 2017. All right. So yes, that was a rumor started by the government, by the FBI. I wonder why. Is because they wanted to monitor MAGA people. It's a true story. Okay, has Trump got something good up his sleeve that will help humanity? Or is he controlled? Is Trump controlled by an outside force? Let's just put it that way. Is Trump, yes or no? Is Trump just a puppet for an outside agency? Let's put it that way, right? Is Trump just another puppet politician? Is Trump just another puppet politician? Is Trump, and again, I can't put any kind of bias on this. Yes or no is yes or no. 5 of Wands in reverse. There's a struggle. Is Trump just another political politician? Is Trump just another political politician? Yes or no? Upright positive, reversals negative. Upright positive, reversals negative. King of Swords, there he is. Upright positive, reversals. Okay, I see. Oh, we're going to hear some news about Trump soon. Okay, I can tell you're ready. Oh my goodness, look at they're like, come on, read us already. Queen of Wands, upright. 8 of Cups, upright. The Devil, upright. King of Cups, in reverse. 6 of Swords, upright. The Hanged Man, in reverse. 3 of Cups, in reverse. Well, that's a soft yes. And we even have the Devil here. It's almost as if he has no choice. What's this Queen of Wands though here? The 10 of Wands in reverse. I'm getting a feeling he's trying to shake them off. And the reason I'm saying that is the Hanged Man here. Look at the movement card. He wants to move to calmer waters. The Hanged Man in reverse, he wants to shake them off. The 3 of Cups is somebody else sticking money, their business, their nose into your business. This is a third party card. So he's trying to shake off this third party. And I'm wondering if he is trying to do it with Elon. Wonder if he's trying to do it with Elon's money. Everybody keeps forgetting Elon's the richest man in the world. Who wouldn't want them on your side? Who wouldn't? But it looks like he's trying to shake them off with Elon's money, and with the 10 of Wands here in reverse, that's trying to unburden himself from them. It's almost like he knew this coming in. He knew this was part of the deal coming in because he was president before. But this time he's trying to shake them off. But yes, in some respects, they're still in control here. They're still in control. This queen, though, female. This is interesting. I wonder who the female is. Queen of Wands, a female. Like, I'm trying to think of some of the stronger females that would be in control. I think they're weakening. I honestly do, because we have the 8 of Cups here. I think in some respects they're trying to shake them off. But I think Elon here is getting a little tired of it. I think he might be starting to flip tables. He might be. And I'm thinking here, this 3 of Cups in reverse is the crowds that are affecting his business. So yeah, he's under somebody's thumb, but he definitely wants to shake free of them. Definitely wants to shake free of them, but they're still involved. Very, very. It's a very soft no. I think they're working on it. So maybe this is part of the Doge. Maybe that's why Elon is there. Part of the Doge thing. Closing down the U.S. aid. Perhaps that had something to do with it. Definitely a female here, though. You know, and when you think about like your George Soros and all of that, why would a female show up? If that they can't, they just really can't shake what this female wants. Perhaps it's somebody, maybe it's not anybody military or in the secret society or anything, perhaps it's a female that has something on Trump, right? Because here we have the devil and the Eight of Cups. Perhaps that's what's kind of controlling him. But yeah, something's controlling him, but they're trying to shake it off. I'm not getting that it's any kind of like really upper echelon thing. It almost feels like a business deal that perhaps he did. Anyways, it's a female. Okay, next one. I heard a conspiracy theory that Queen Elizabeth I died as a child and was replaced with a boy. Is that why she never married? Again, I did that reading on the other channel about Queen Elizabeth I and if she was a boy. So that's Mystical Fortunes Tarot is my other channel. Plus, I think I have it linked up. If you go into the About, it'll tell you the other channel, and then just search for it, Elizabeth. Okay, all these CIA documents being declassified lately are blowing the lid off so many previous conspiracy theories that has me enthralled. The things being proven as true and not just conspiracy blow my mind. Alan Dulles, Operation Paperclip, Nazi scientists into America, MK Ultra. Seems to me they continued to experimenting on humans with government sanction. What about the Argentinian president releasing documents claiming to prove Hitler escaped to Argentina and did not die in a bunker in Berlin? This whole open secret of escaped Nazis blows my mind. Not a big stretch to see WEF is Nazi, literal Nazis. I agree 100%. I feel like we've all been lied to about World War II all along, and it has become so relevant today. Scary. CIA was giving LSD to Manson and knew it watching what would happen at Spa Ranch. CIA and Jonestown. Is there a big story in the 60s, 70s that somehow has not been connected to CIA? Manson and Jonestown, CIA mind control, CIA parliamentary scientists. Those were Nazis. MK Ultra, that's them. That's a fantastic comment, and you're absolutely right. So many people are waking up to the fact that they weren't conspiracy theories at all, that a lot of people knew the truth and tried to scream it from the rooftops, and everybody's like, well, we haven't heard it on the news, so it can't be true. And this is amazing that people are waking up and looking at all this and starting to question what the hell. And also, now we're starting to question about some of the history we've been told. Is it true? Like, are we all, how long have we been lied to? And why? And about what? Very good comment. So, not really a question, but a great comment. Okay, what happened to the lost colony of Roanoke? Are any of the Dare Stones real? I did a reading on Roanoke early in the channel. So, again, go to the magnifying glass and search Roanoke, and you will see the reading there. All right, next question. Is William getting Diana's attorney firm really for his and Catherine's divorce, hidden trouble in their marriage, and not how they're spinning it that he's just keeping some separation from the firm? All right. So number one, I did a reading on that on the other channel. Number two is they are not getting a divorce. The real headline would have been if Catherine hired Diana's divorce attorneys. So go ahead and look on that on the other channel. I did a whole big reading on that. I don't want to give any spoilers. Go ahead and watch that one and enjoy it. Is the man H. Holmes and Jack the Ripper the same man? H. Holmes arrived in the USA, Chicago, I believe, around the same time Jack the Ripper actively had stopped. All right, well, let's do that one. Is H. Holmes Jack the Ripper? Now, I have seen things that they say it was a Polish man who had schizophrenia. And they said they had some kind of DNA proof or whatnot. Apparently, they saved one of the prostitute's scarf, and it had blood on it. And they checked the blood on that, and apparently they matched it to this other Polish guy's sister. So somehow a 66% chance that was the guy. But who knows if that was the prostitute's scarf, right? Let's ask, was H. Holmes the Jack the Ripper? Was H. Holmes Jack the Ripper? Was H. Holmes Jack the Ripper? Now, I did do a reading on Jack the Ripper early on the other channel, and it was more or less people wanted to know if Harry was reincarnated as Jack the Ripper. Very interesting. If you wanted to dig a bit deeper into that. Is H. Holmes, H. Holmes, was H. Holmes, who immigrated to USA, Jack the Ripper? Yes or no? 10 of Pentacles in reverse. 5 of Wands in reverse. 8 of Pentacles in reverse. 10 of Cups in reverse. 3 of Swords in reverse. Justice and the Moon in reverse. So absolutely not. That wasn't him at all. This tells me, though, something about justice being served here with the Moon in reverse. I don't think justice has ever been served. Maybe this is telling me justice will be served. Absolutely not, though. This is not him at all. No, not him at all. Justice upright. Maybe he got served some other type of justice once he got to get to United States. Maybe that's what it is. Okay. Are the chemicals man-made, and do they... are the chemicals man-made, and do they suit a nefarious purpose, like causing illnesses, warfare, tactic, weather manipulations? I think that's the cloud, the chemtrails. I did a 2-part series on chemtrails when I was in Spain. Oh, the clock agrees with me. So look on the channel for the chemtrails. But I just said it was, I just asked about causing illness. I never thought about, and weather manipulation, a warfare tactic. I never thought of that. Maybe when they do the chemtrails, it blocks some of the super sensitive satellites that are up there. I never thought of that. So let's ask, does some of the chemtrails, do they have to do with warfare and blocking satellites? Do some of the chemtrails, can chemtrails be used in warfare? Can chemtrails be used in warfare? Can chemtrails be used in warfare? Queen of Cups. Ooh, King of Swords. Now they have proven they are ordered. The Emperor. We got big people, big war people. Ace of Cups in reverse. Death upright. 2 of Swords upright. 4 of Cups in reverse. Absolutely, it can. Absolutely. Look at, we got right here, leaders and politicians. They know about it. Look at the Ace of Cups. You can almost see everything dropping to the sky. The tears and tears and tears. Death. 2 of Swords, not being able to make a decision. And 4 of Cups, regrets. I think it can. This is very war. Like, I've done some of these readings, I said, oh, there's no war cards on here at all. No military cards here at all. I think they can. I think that's one of their reasons is definitely leaders are putting it up. Leaders and politicians and military are putting it up there. Interesting, this Queen of Cups here is because Cups is water. I wonder if there's something here that tempers people, makes them less emotional and reactive, right? Makes them not make any kind of decisions. So that could be warfare, playing with people's emotions and making them more calm, not so emotional. And, making no decision is a decision. So yes, warfare is, and yeah, if you wanted to go into the deeper dive onto chemtrails, just search chemtrails. Why is autism so prevalent in the last few years? Okay, so that's not a yes or no, but I am going to do a deep dive on autism. So I'll answer that when I do my deep dive reading. Do we live under a plasma dome? I love this one, the simulation theory. Do we live under a plasma dome? This is almost a sister question to flat Earth. Do we live under a plasma dome? That would, let's see what the answer is. That would imply a lot of different things if it turns out to be a yes. Do we live under a plasma dome? Do we live under a plasma dome? Do we live under a plasma dome? Cards are ready. Oh, interesting gut. Strength in reverse. Queen of Cups in reverse. King of Pentacles upright. 8 of Cups upright. 6 of Swords upright. 9 of Pentacles upright. 7 of Swords in reverse. Yes, we do. This is soft yes. It's a soft yes. And it's because of somebody's strategy, and it's to keep us guessing, to take away our strength somehow. The Hermit. The Hermit. Oh, this one. Oh, the Secret. It's a soft yes. Yes, we are. And for some reason, it's to keep us calm and safe from something. It's some kind of strategy to keep us calm and safe. But there's something missing in the question. Is it to keep us safe or alone? It's definitely, there's a secret reason why it is with this High Priestess here. It's definitely interesting. A lot of people think the Magician is the High Priestess, natural companion. It's not. It's the Hermit. They're both virgins. And this is Virgo, and this is the moon. Huh. It's a soft yes, but it's kind of like I'm getting for our own good. I'm almost getting like it's like almost getting like to keep the oxygen in or keep the air. And something to do with the moon. But there's something missing in the question. We aren't asking the question properly. So it's a soft yes, and it's for our own good. It might have something to do with our air quality or keeping the air in and keeping us safe. Something to do with growing things. And there's a secret reason for it. But we're not asking the right question. We have to reword that question. And maybe it's not a plasma dome, maybe it's a plasma ball, whatever. So we're going to have to look at that from a different point of view another time. Can you ask about werewolves? Do they exist? I've done a reading on Sasquatch, but let's just do a yes, no. Do werewolves exist? Do werewolves exist? Do werewolves exist? Are werewolves real? Let's ask that, because maybe they don't exist now, but they did exist in the past. Are werewolves real? Are werewolves real? Strength. This strength card is stalking me. The Lovers in reverse, Strength in reverse, the Lovers in reverse, Three of Wands in reverse, Queen of Cups in reverse, Queen of Pentacles upright, Knight of Pentacles upright, Five of Swords. No, they are not. They are not real. And here's even the Queen of Cups here. This is the cray card. So werewolves turning crazy under the moon. We don't even have the moon here. It was a story to create fear. And somebody's been making people make lots of money off the stories. And it's a story that just doesn't go away with this slow and steady. But it's just to create fear. It just creates some fear, but no, they do not exist. What's the underlying? Four of Swords in reverse. No, they do not exist. It was a manifestation of somebody's imagination, and they've just kept it going because people make money off of it. They make movies off of it. They make other stories off of it, and it's just a fear-based story. All right. Okay. Did they Trump hammer empty tariff threats towards Canadian farmers to get rid of the food? Farmers panicked and emptied all of their grain bins before those supposed tariffs. You know what? And you don't even have to say Canadian farmers. Let's ask, because the tariffs went to UK, went to Australia, but yeah, in Canada, they panicked and emptied all the bins to create a shortage. So are the tariffs part of the food shortage scare? Are the tariffs part of the food shortage scare? Cards are ready. Five of Wands in reverse, Four of Swords in reverse, Justice, Ace of Pentacles in reverse, the World in reverse, the Hierophant in reverse, and Knight of Pentacles upright. No, that wasn't part of it at all. No, they don't want the food shortage at all with this World here in reverse. Knight of Pentacles is a farmer looking over his crops. Slow and steady will win the race. But the answer is no. And this was kind of on the farmers. With this justice here, they thought they were doing justice, and now they see it from a different point of view and went, oh, that was kind of stupid. Especially here with the Ace of Pentacles. They undid all those seeds. They were unsuccessful. For the Hierophant here, no reason. It was a waste, but it's on the farmers. They shouldn't have done that. They thought they were doing the right thing and doing justice. Yeah, Six of Wands in reverse. It was more of an ego knee-jerk reaction, and it was unsuccessful. So no, they guessed wrong. Absolutely. Any of the farmers who did that. Okay. Oh, good one. Fluoride in the water. Is it for making money, affecting people's cognitive abilities, or is it good for teeth as they claim? Is fluoride in our water good for our teeth? That's a yes or no. Upright positive, reversals negative. Is fluoride in the water good for our teeth as they claim? Is fluoride in the water good for our teeth as they claim? It is. All right, cards are ready. Justice in reverse. Wheel of Fortune in reverse. King of Swords in reverse, rotten politician. The Chariot upright. Three of Pentacles upright. The Hermit in reverse. Ten of Cups in reverse. It is not good for us at all. It's not good for our teeth at all. At all. This Justice in reverse. Someone's going to pay for this. Wheel of Fortune in reverse and King of Swords in reverse. This is a bad call by a politician. Absolutely bad call by a politician. The Hermit and the Ten of Cups. And it's especially affecting older people and young ones. This was, this is interesting. The Chariot and the Three of Pentacles. This could be like they got the authorities on board with it to agree with this crooked politician who probably gets paid under the table for it. But they got 3, so maybe perhaps the dental authority, some kind of other scientists and doctors or somebody, they're kind of agreeing with it. And so they're going, see, we're in control of it. And it's a crooked politician. But no, it probably hurts the elderly and the young children. So the elderly, I'm thinking maybe Alzheimer's, and children, it could be cognitive abilities, but it's not good for our teeth either. All right, great question. Okay, do aliens live among us? I've done some alien videos, so if you want to look on the channel and have a look at those. I even did one, Are Insects Aliens? So go in and have a look at those. Argentina is declassifying all their documents about high-ranking Nazis who escaped Germany at the end of World War II and made their way to South America. Will there be any bombshell evidence in those papers? Good question. That's a good yes or no question. And we'll see what the answer is if I do a deeper dive on that on another video. So, will there be any bombshell evidence in the papers that Argentina releases about the Nazis who went to Germany? Will there be any bombshell evidence about the Nazis who went to Germany? What's with the release of all these papers lately, hey? Like, is that a marketing ploy for the government or what? Cards are ready. Remember, upright positive, reversals negative, strength. Why are you stalking me, strength? Wow, 3 of Swords, betrayal. Perhaps the governments are showing a sign of strength against different factions of spies and whatnot. 3 of Swords, betrayal, upright. 3 of Pentacles, upright. King of Pentacles, upright. 2 of Pentacles, upright. 8 of Cups in reverse. And Knight of Swords in reverse. Okay, yes, there's going to be 2. There's going to be 2 bombshells. King of Pentacles. Hitler was a Taurus, so that could be him. Or it just could be like a big shot, somebody who had all the money. 8 of Cups, that they didn't go anywhere. I'm not getting any kind of death here. That, attacking with words, this Knight of Swords, almost like they came in like at night almost. This Knight of Swords is attacking with words. What's the Knight of Cups in reverse? This is absolutely, this is somebody firing shots. This Knight of Cups, so perhaps there was always an agreement these papers would be kept quiet. And how come nobody ripped them up? How come nobody destroyed them? This is the deal being reneged. No, we're not keeping them quiet. I'm releasing them. I'm not even sure if the leader, is he an earth sign? Because this could be him. There's going to be 2. This is definitely a betrayal. This is a sign of strength. So if he's up against the WEF, which we've already said are not nice people, this is a betrayal to them that these papers are coming out. We've got betrayal and Knight of Cups in reverse. Something was perhaps to be destroyed and it wasn't, or perhaps they were to be sealed forever and they weren't. And that promise is being reneged, like a Band-Aid being ripped off, because they want to have a show of strength. There's going to be 2, and it's going to be how the 8 of Cups. If this 8 of Cups was upright, I'd say, well, maybe they left Argentina, but it's in reverse. So it's like they were there. They were stuck there for some reason. Knight of Swords. I'm almost getting in, like coming in at nighttime. I don't know why, because Knight of Swords upright is, words, attacking with words, or your writers or your journalists or people who break big stories, and this is in reverse. Maybe they're going to muddle it. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe that's what I'm picking up on. So other journalists are going to muddle it so we don't really understand the truth of it all. Because Knight of Swords are people who like spread malicious gossip, spread lies about people, false witness, that kind of thing. But there's going to be two. Definitely there's going to be two. Or it could be about two people. Now we have the King of Pentacles here, and that was Hitler. He was a Taurus. So it could be two about him. About how, you know, the agreement here with the government to shelter him here, that he would be stuck and hidden. Eight of Cups is you go looking for what's missing. In reverse could be what's hidden. And Knight of Swords sending out propaganda saying he wasn't there, or right, this could even be the propaganda that what happened in Berlin, but a secret, but somebody's being betrayed here. Definitely there's a huge betrayal, promises that weren't kept. So perhaps those papers should have been destroyed or were sealed, never to be opened. I don't know, maybe opened in 100 years for historical purposes. But this is definitely a betrayal. This is definitely a show of strength for the leader of Argentina, especially if this is him here. I don't know when his birthday is. It could be him. Normally he'd show up as the emperor, but it could be him because he's getting all the finances about the country under control. So it could be him. Could be him. All right. So that shows me I need to do a deeper dive on that one. So that's one I'm going to do a deeper dive. We'll snoop around and see what the bombshells are. Okay. Is King Charles William's biological father? It's been said he has never been able to physically father any children, and donations were made. I've done a reading about that on the other channel as well. So if you want to go back and look at that. Here's the next one. Is Lord Pembroke Harry's father? Well, yeah, on the other channel, the card said yes. Is Kate Middleton alive? And her name is Catherine, Princess of Wales, and she's very much alive and well. And I've done readings about that on the other channel as well. And no, she's not a clone. And there's a lot of things I bet in real life that my cards are true on that. All right. Okay. Was Maze Hirono, a Hawaii senator, one of the women connected to the disappearance of the Maui children? After the initial display of courage, she never seemed to be super enthusiastic to pursue an honest investigation into how the fire started or where the children went. It's as if she'd forgotten it ever happened. Good one. I should do an update on the Hawaii children. My card showed that they were all taken away. So let's just ask. Is Maze Hirono, the Hawaii senator, is she connected? Is she connected to the disappearance of the Maui children? Is she connected to the disappearance of the Maui children? Or was she paid off? Like, is there any connection that she had to those Maui children that disappeared? Cards are ready. Six of Pentacles in reverse. The Star upright. Well, that's Oprah. She's an Aquarius. Six of Wands upright. The Empress in reverse. Seven of Swords in reverse. Two of Pentacles upright. Let's see what the tiebreaker is. Death. Yes, she is. Yes, she is. She was a big part in look over here, don't look over there. Oprah is definitely involved. Here she showed up again. And Oprah has made a lot of money. Greed, right here. Look at this, looking at the greed card. Six of Pentacles in reverse is greed. The Empress in reverse is showing that she knew there was no possibilities. Seven of Swords in reverse is the truth will come out. But here's, look at the Death card here. It's like, look over here, don't look over there. She was a big distraction in all of it. And yes, we've got a soft yes. She's definitely, she might not have been involved right at the first, but she definitely got involved. She's definitely involved in it now, in the fact that she's deflecting or ignoring, or she's transforming her message so that we don't look at the obvious truth here. Okay, so there you go. It's always convoluted, isn't it? Hillary, Zelenskyy, Kainan, clones. Now, we did Hillary. You know, one I didn't do is Zelenskyy. Is he alive or dead? Is he a body double? Alive or dead? Zelenskyy. I mean, we did Putin. Kainan is alive. He's just MK'd Ultra right now. That is him. That is him. I can tell by his energy. It is him. But Zelenskyy, there's something different about Zelenskyy. Is Zelenskyy a clone? Is Zelenskyy alive? Upright, alive, reversals, dead. Upright, alive, reversals, dead. Upright, alive, reversals, dead. Upright, alive, reversals, dead. Cards are ready. Oh, Ten of Pentacles, alive. The Chariot, alive. There he is, the General. Knight of Pentacles, alive. King of Cups, alive. Eight of Cups in reverse, dead. The Star, alive. Six of Wands, alive. This guy's alive and well. Yeah, he's alive and well. This Eight of Cups here, you aren't getting rid of him. You're stuck with him. You're stuck with him. He's the king of the castle. Underlying Three of Swords, betrayal. No, Zelenskyy's alive and well. That's him. All right. All right. This may be serendipitous. Thank you. Yes, exactly. That I lost the rest of part 3. And now we're doing the brand new part 3. Have you ever done Shroud of Turin conspiracy yet? Also, please do a read on the term firmament as a dome covering our realm. Thank you. Well, I just did the dome. So that's also called the firmament. So maybe that was the question I need to ask. I have not done anything on the Shroud of Turin, but I have a yes or no question about that. And depending on what the answer is I will dig deeper. Is the Shroud of Turin Leonardo da Vinci? Bet you weren't expecting that. Is the Shroud of Turin really Leonardo da Vinci? Actually, Leonardo da Vinci. Is the Shroud of Turin actually Leonardo da Vinci? Is the Shroud of Turin actually Leonardo da Vinci? Just a question I have, yes or no. Depending on the answer will be if I do a deeper dive on it on another time. Cards are ready. 10 of Pentacles. Well, there's a positive. 6 of Pentacles in reverse. The Hermit in reverse. Now that was Leonardo. Page of Pentacles in reverse. The Devil upright. 10 of Cups in reverse. No. Knight of Wands in reverse. No, it's not Leonardo da Vinci. So there goes my conspiracy theory. Ace of Wands in reverse. Absolutely no. No, it's not. It's not. So there you go. So see, everybody thinks I can put my energy into the cards and I make the cards say what I want them to say. This is an absolute no. I'd say that with this 10 of coins here, legacy and genetics, it's somebody related to Jesus, though, if it's not him himself. I was kind of looking for the Hierophant to see anything about the church, but no, it's not. Absolutely not. It's not Leonardo da Vinci. So I better do a deep dive on that and see if we can figure out who it is. Update on the Maui children. They're gone. Like they were taken by ship. That's, I don't even have to say allegedly. People saw them get on a boat. People saw them get on being pushed to the shore, getting on boats, going to a bigger boat, and nobody's ever seen them since. Okay, please could you look into the inscriptions on the Georgia Guidestones? When people started talking about online, they suddenly got blown up. Very strange. I don't know how to make that into a yes or no. Let's ask, was it an accident? No, it wasn't an accident. They did get blown up. Will we ever find out who blew up the Georgia Guidestones? Let's put it that way. Will we ever find out who blew up the Georgia Guidestones? Yes or no? Will we ever find out who blew up the gorgeous Georgia Guidestones? Yes or no? Will we find out who blew up the Georgia Guidestones? Yes or no? Cards are ready. 10 of Pentacles. We got another card stalking me. The Hierophant in reverse. High Priestess upright. Ooh, 8 of Wands. There it is being blown up. The Chariot up military. Queen of Swords in reverse. And the 8 of Swords in reverse. 1, 2, 3. Yes, we will. It was the military. It was a secret, because it was so interesting. It blew up, and within like a day, they were coming in to destroy it. So it's unstable. Look at that. The clock agrees with me. Something to do with the contract was over. The contract was over, so it was time to release them. It was the military. It was I think it was a secret kind of, I actually think it was like some kind of secret psyop. I really do. With the Hierophant here is either CIA, not FBI. FBI is attached to the military, but we have the military here. Here's the bombing. Here's the bombs away. Secret, military. Hierophant in reverse. 10 of Pentacles. Yeah, well, it was somebody with big money. Absolutely, somebody with big money. And the contract was up. They were only meant to be up for a certain amount of time, and then they came down. It was a secret psyop. And yeah, people really didn't know who put them up. Didn't really, they were on, it was all these mystical, we have 2 8s here. All these mystical reasons are weird. I don't know. I can't even remember exactly everything that was on. It was about population control and whatnot. And it was a military op. It was a psyop. I don't think it was CIA, because this is military, something military. Or unless the military brought it down, maybe they discovered it was a CIA psyop on American soil. So the FBI or the military brought it down. Or the contract was up. Interesting. Well, might be another deep dive. Okay. Is Area 51 in the US hiding living aliens who are teaching us, just say Jew technology? I think that's supposed to be new technology, it says. Honestly, it says Jew technology. I think you meant new technology. There's a big faux pas there, hey? All right. Is Area 51 in the US hiding living aliens who are teaching us new technology? Mabel, that's yours. Cards are ready. Judgment, second chances. Ooh, King of Swords. Crooked politician. Knight of Swords in reverse. Attacking. Two of Swords in reverse. Temperance in reverse. Eight of Swords in reverse. Eight of Pentacles in reverse. Absolutely not. There's no living aliens teaching us any kind of new technology. It is being used for evil purposes, though. Really evil purposes. But it's not living aliens. It's definitely, they've repurposed the area. Area 51 has been repurposed for something else. And it's I think with all the swords here, it could be something internet. It could be working on, maybe that's where they do AI, for example. Maybe that's where they monitor the internet, to take down speech and whatnot. But they've repurposed it. But are there aliens there? No, absolutely not. Okay, did Biden vote for Trump? Did Biden vote for Trump? That's actually kind of a fun one. Did Biden vote for Trump? There was big conspiracy because they were wearing red on voting day. Jill was in a red suit and they were so upset about what happened to Joe, how Kamala just about lost it or did lose it. So there's a big conspiracy. They were wearing red, so they voted for Trump. Did Biden vote for Trump? Yes, no. Upright positive, reversals negative. Ten of Wands in reverse. Well, release of a burden. Judgment, upright. Nine of Wands, upright. King of Cups. There's Biden. He's a King of Cups. Four of Swords. Did they have to carry him in almost? Seven of Cups. Confusion. The High Priestess. He absolutely did. 100% he did. 100% he did. Yes, he did. He did. He had a bit of confusion there. He might not have been feeling himself that day. And there's the secretive, but there he is, King of Cups. He's a Scorpio. Embattled. Really embattled. Really embattled. And wanted to keep quiet, I think. But so then why are you wearing bright red? Yeah, he absolutely did. He absolutely did. Okay, I like this one too. Is Ukraine being used by the elites and royals as a playground for money laundering, human harvesting, and medical experiments? Let's just put it this way. How long has it been going on? But let's see. Is Ukraine, has it been used? Money laundering? Is it being used? Money laundering? Human trafficking, all the fun things that all the elites like to do. And as soon as you say something, you're cuckoo. And time again, it gets proven and people get arrested and no names are ever released. Ukraine, has it been a playground for the elites for money laundering and human trafficking and experiments and all the other things that elites people like to do? Yes or no? Upright positive, reversals negative. Ten of Wands in reverse, release of a burden. The Devil. Well, there's your hedonism. Four of Cups in reverse, regrets. Knight of Swords, there's the attacking. There's the Knight of Swords in reverse. Nine of Cups in reverse, lots of drinking going on. Two of Pentacles, distraction. And Two of Cups, agreement. See the Two of Pentacles? Look over here, don't look over there. It even has the two faces. And see, it's a distraction card. And then the Two of Cups, agreement. So no, it's not. It's a soft no, release of a burden. I'm wondering here, once this devil came in, once the war started, they kind of scattered. And now and they've changed. They've agreed. They've changed somewhere else. There's an agreement that they have moved it somewhere else. Because it's only a soft no. It's a release of burden here with the devil. And the devil would be all those things. And then there's big regrets. So the war started, big regrets. Here's the Knight of Swords, the attacking, especially attacking with words and people figuring out what the hell's going on. Nine of Cups, like, you know, their playground kind of ended. Lots of drinking and finger pointing going on. Wondering if they've gone to Switzerland. Five of Pentacles, look at that. They've left. So I'm going to say that they were there because they had to release something. You just don't, you have to carry something first before you can put it down. So I'm thinking that once the war started, they got everything out of there. Especially here with the Four of Cups, big regrets, like scattering almost. As soon as this war started, Knight of Swords. They weren't happy about it, but yeah, they moved it, and they're in agreement somewhere else. They got Five of Pentacles in reverse. They have removed it. The Lovers. See, there's another agreement. So they're in another country now. All right, we have one more, last one. Did King Charles know of or authorize Harry's actions to suppress free speech in the USA? Example with Aspen Group, etc. That's a good one. Did he authorize or know of Harry's actions to suppress free speech in the USA, for example, with the Aspen Group? And if you aren't familiar, Harry's with the Aspen Group, which monitors free speech, tries to regulate your speech, wants to get bigger internet controls. I mean, Harry and Meghan, look at that, judgment, second choices. Harry and Meghan are always on about internet safety and trolling and mean girls, where when they're the worst trolls online, like the projection, I want to ask them if it hurts. She's got like at least 13 accounts on Twitter, probably more. At least 13 verified, let's put it that way. She's got accounts on Instagram. She's got accounts on newspapers that she comments on any kind of article that has anything to do with any royals. And I find it the hypocrisy. You know, you almost need a shovel with those two. You need your big, tall rubber boots and a big shovel when you're dealing with those two. It's so thick. Oh, the moon. I'm telling the truth. The moon in reverse. You go, girl. You're telling the truth. All right. So, but did King Charles, yes or no? Did he know of or authorize this? Cards are ready. Four of Wands upright. Huh. Foundational. Ace of Pentacles in reverse. No, this could be them exiting. That Ace of Pentacles in reverse is a no. Six of Cups, there they are. High Priestess upright. Oh, now we have the Moon in reverse again. Five of Wands upright. Struggle. Queen of Swords in reverse. So this is a soft yes. Underlying Page of Pentacles in reverse. This is a soft yes that he did know of or authorize it. There's definitely... there's more to this story with the moon in reverse and next to the high priestess and the Six of Cups here. This goes back a long way, but with this Ace of Pentacles in reverse and Five of Wands, Harry didn't do it the way he said he was going to do it or the way that he was told to do it. Something has gone wrong. This is their exit here, the Queen of Swords in reverse and the Four of Wands. and the secret here with the high priestess, something has gone wrong. Something has gone definitely wrong, and there's now a struggle to right it. But this is something that was entrusted to Harry. Something that was entrusted to Harry. And I think we are definitely, we've snooped around to the truth with the moon here. The veil is lifted. Interesting that the high priestess is the moon and she wears a veil. When the moon is upright, the veil is covering the moon. And when the moon is in reverse, the veil is off the moon. So we can see the truth. We can see the reality. So there is something there, because this is a soft yes. It has something to do with their exit, with their Megxit. I keep saying they were kicked out. They didn't leave on their own accord. It has something to do with that he did, that he does know, and he did authorize something, but they did something different with it. And the Page of Pentacles here in reverse, they sold him one story. Oh, we're going to go and make sure that rumors about the royal family are stopped in its tracks, kind of thing. Kind of a bait and switch they've done on him. So yes, did he acknowledge, or does he know? Yeah, he does. But it was the way it was presented to him is not the way that it's turned out to be. And that's where the struggle is. The struggle is what actually happened. The veil lifted, and now they see that they were sold snake oil, and they just don't know, how to stop it now. They really just don't know. So it was like another of Harry and Meghan's lies. Well, that's what my sources are telling me, to King Charles about what was really going on. And they did a bait and switch on him here. It wasn't what they presented with this Ace of Pentacles in reverse. But did he know or acknowledge? Yes, he knew they were going to try and do something like that. Yeah, he did. He did. But it didn't turn out to be the way that they presented right here with this Page of Pentacles as well. And now it's a struggle to stop it. All right. Wow. That was quite the marathon. That was the end of part 3. I'm going to try and do these once a month. So remember, if you don't see your favorite one being read about, save it. And once a month, we'll do a quick rapid fire conspiracy questionnaire. These are fun. I like them. Thank you all for participating. And thank you for hanging in there right till the end. YouTube is now going to show you a video you possibly haven't seen. Why don't you click on that, and I'll see you over there if you haven't had enough. Take good care. Bye for now.